been predicted that by 2023, 33% of the world's population are going to be living in areas affected by water scarcity. I'm joined in studio by Tozi Zokufa from the Humane Society International. He's going to tell us why reducing your meat intake might help reduce this risk. Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in. I think that's quite interesting that reducing our meat intake might actually help us fight this drought that we're experiencing and water scarcity. Tell me how the two relate.
It's interesting that you said in 2023 or 2033, and here we are experiencing that today.
Yeah.
You know, the minister is calling on all South Africans, whether it's corporates, whether it's government, whether it's individuals at homes, to reduce or maybe not waste water. But there's one way we can do that, especially this December, during the festive season, is to have a green festive season. What do I mean by that? I mean reducing our meat intake by supporting Green Mondays, which are plant-based. And because an example of a chicken uses 4,000 liters to produce 1 kilogram of chicken.
I have the number here. It says around 4,323
to be exact, is
liters of water. That seems absurd to me. How on earth does it take that much water to produce just 1 kilogram of chicken?
They've done a water graphic, so to speak, looking at this one chicken, looking at its own water consumption and the process of slaughtering it. So if we were to take an example of a cow as well, which a kilogram of beef uses 16,000 liters of water to produce.
1 kilogram of beef.
1 kilogram of beef. Now this is from birth to death, or from stable to table, or some, as they would say, from farm to fork. That process for that steak to get into your table, it would have taken 16,000 of water. Now there are many environmentalists who are saying, I'm taking a train to work, you know, I'm taking a shower, I only take a bath once every 2 weeks or once every 20 days I'll take a bath, but normally I take a shower. It's all good, all good. But if they were to do away with one burger a day, just not eating a beef burger a day, it would have been equal to 6 months of not showering, depending if you stay for 7 minutes in your shower and what's your volume of your tap. But you know what I mean. So by really reducing the meat intake or staying away from meat and concentrating on plant-based, of course you will do the environment and the water usage and the water scarcity, of course, much more. It's much more. You're doing more by eating plant-based by any of those other things.
Do you eat meat?
I do eat meat, but I know where it comes from, and I eating sparingly. But I'll have a green festive this year, especially because we're experiencing drought. And what do I mean about that? On a Saturday, when my friends and family is braaiing, what I'll ask them is to braai myself, for me, maize, to braai brinjals, to braai a couple of the many alternatives. Yes, there's so-called soy or plant-based sausages. There's alternatives likely for me to enjoy and to indulge myself with. Yeah.
It's interesting you brought up the braai. I think a lot of South Africans aren't willing to give up that traditional braai and give up their meat, especially over the festive season. Have you had this kind of reaction to Green Mondays?
Oh yes, yes. But not to Green Mondays. You know why? Because normally on a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday, people would have consumed a lot of meat. It was a weekend, it was weekend braai, there was sports playing, there was family around, it was a Sunday roast, you know, after church and so on. But on a Monday, it seems it's very easier for someone to say, no, I'll go plant-based today. It's been a hectic week. I just want to detox a little. So it's been easier to advocate for Mondays. There are only 4 Mondays in December, or maybe 5. So some would say, yeah, I'll keep on doing it. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, my weekends will be hectic, but on a Monday I might detox a little. But a green festive season as a whole, maybe 1st of December to 1st of January, then maybe it might seem as if you're asking too much. But there are those who have taken a pledge to say, I'll have a green festive season this year. Only because animals are dying and there's drought in the country. And just to play a part, I'll definitely eat I will know where my food comes from, and I will eat plant-based meals, which doesn't have much impact on the your water usage.